State of Decay on PC. This is a test of my 8-core budget laptop. It's a Lenovo with an i3 inside that's got 8 efficiency cores, which basically means it's a quad core, I guess. it's I, there's a lot of smack going around about this particular processor. I think it's like an i3 N305, but the point is that it's a laptop that's not necessarily it's a laptop with 8 cores, but these are budget cores. Top of the screen has the stats set to, what is it? You can see we're getting about 3.5, 3 1/3 gigahertz of speed out of this. That's the boost clock on this processor, so that's good. Problem is that we're dealing with an integrated chip. I believe it's I can't really describe it. It's like an Intel HD Graphics. I think it's like in the 700 class. What matters is that it can play games like Borderlands the pre-sequel at 60 frames a second. I believe it can also play Just Cause 2 at 60 frames a second. Haven't done a video of that yet. But but the idea is that this thing is surprisingly effective at running older games from the Xbox 360 era at good frame rates. This is not one of those games, unfortunately. Like, I was just playing DMC Devil May Cry 60 frames a second a while ago at 720p. This thing is barely getting 30 frames a second at 600p. I mean, I accept that. But like I said, this is just a test run of a game that I was hoping was going to run on a laptop, but I guess it just won't. I mean, the game ran at 30 on the Xbox 360, I imagine, so I'm gonna have to plug in a decent GPU. What was my mission here? I had a mission I was supposed to complete. To hold down the right trigger to see the names of the people. Left trigger is for looking down the iron sights. This is a game that I've played several times in the last couple of years. I never got more than a few hours into it, but I don't remember enough about it to give it much of a review. So there is that. Can't accompany me right now. It's kind of a Dead Space thing, I suppose. So I guess this game is like it's not Dead Space. It's a Dead Rising thing. So I guess this game is like Dead Rising without a mall. Supply locker. Yeah, we don't need any of that. And let me make sure I boarded up these windows. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This laptop that I got here has been surprisingly good. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. It's 4,800 mega threads, 4,800 MTs, I think they're called. A DDR4 RAM, I want to say. Haven't been able to confirm that, but I want to say it's DDR4. 8 gigs of it on 4 2 GB sticks. So this is the fastest RAM I've ever used in a computer. The problem is that it's attached to a processor that's not exactly amazing, but arguably I'm able to get more power out of it than I would otherwise. Tom's Hardware was talking about some of the benchmarks that were leaked for this processor before it launched. They were saying it was slower than a lot of quad cores, which is unfortunate. But the whole point of having 8 efficiency cores is that if you don't need all that speed, you're saving a lot of battery power. That's why it's made for laptops. They called it Atom class, which I thought was hilarious. Because Atom processors are notorious for being kind of weak sauce for what they are. So this is possibly the weakest. I think this has a single memory channel too. So I want to say this is the weakest 8 octa-core processor on the market that isn't in a phone, I guess. It isn't bad. It's just that you just have to know going in. Maybe you could play games on this processor that you couldn't play on a traditional quad-core laptop processor. I don't know. I don't know any games that require 8 cores, but again, I can't imagine why you'd be looking at a. Okay, how do I run? What's the run button? Hold down left bumper for the run button, I guess. And do I have stamina? Yeah, the blue bar on the left side of the screen. Guess I don't overdo it. A button's for crouching. I can jump. I can whack with my X button. Left trigger is for cheering and taunting. Hold LB to sprint, but it consumes stamina. Again, what was the mission I was on? Okay, so there are mission opportunities in the distance. There's also a zombie over there, so let's whack it in the face to see what happens. Oh, there's no zombie. Okay, never mind. Yeah, there is a zombie. Okay. Not trying to pick a fight. It's not that kind of game. So there are a couple of games I know I need to test here. I wonder if Dead Rising would run on Dead Island, excuse me, Dead Island, because I don't have Dead Rising on PC. So I'm wondering if Dead Island would run well. Oh, is he a zombie? Okay, he's a zombie. Careful! Waggity waggity. Eh, eh, eh. Yeah, gotta decapitate him. I can't decapitate the guy that's on the ground. Well, that's not good. It's not good. Not good. Search the cabins, huh? There's a lock-on button. I forget what it is. Eh, 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 eh. Curb stomp him. How much health does he have? Hold on, we gotta do behind us, and the camera's not amazing. Ugh. Yeah, well, it's a 360 game. There's still some camera problems he had to work out, I guess. Pretty sure I saw this in Resident Evil 4. Okay, I need to stop. I'm out of stamina. Got some of my stamina back. Whack, 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 whack. That's the problem. I need to get my stamina back. So I guess I could barricade this place. I don't know if it'll make a difference. It slows enemies down. But I do like the idea of this barricade system. You gotta close the door too, doofus. We could funnel them in through the door. It's always cool. So I'm searching this location, just not getting very much out of it. So I can't close the freaking door. Hold Y to search for supplies. Yes, you have to hold the Y button down to close the door. Okay, are there any supplies here I can pick up? Yeah, here we go. Hold LB to search faster. Whoop! See, gotta break it down. You gotta barricade the place before we start searching, I guess. Okay, so I guess let's barricade and then start searching. It's coming right through the gosh darn walls. I am curious if I would like this game. This feels like the kind of game that I would play once a year and only around Halloween because it never really grabbed me when I played it. But it's been so long since I played it, I can never remember if I liked it or not. I can't remember. I don't remember liking it. Whoops, see, go away. So the barricade is supposed to keep him from breaking down the windows too quickly. Okay, we got a thing. Hopefully, I think the timer is still running. Tomahawk. Tomahawk. So much for all these barricades. Why? Do I have to hold the button down for a weapon wheel? No. Nothing left in here. All right, so how do I switch weapons? Because I should be able to use the tomahawk, right? Cycle lines with the left and right buttons on the D-pad. No, not those buttons. I'm trying to equip it, but it's not working. Okay, so you press left and right to switch items. It's not the same thing. Achievements. There is a radio, won't need it. I don't know how to switch weapons. Thanks for not telling me how to switch weapons. So this game seems playable-ish on this laptop. I don't know what to tell you. So 3. Yes, they broke through. Okay, if there's nothing else here, so we can just bail. So I guess the barricade is just there to keep them from getting through the window more quickly. Bye. Let's try the other one. Gotta hold the button down to bash it in. Yeah, mash on the X button, I guess. There we go. Is brother man coming with me? Where'd he go? Is he stuck? Get in here, dingus. I have to close the door. So help me barricade this stuff, bro. Can you help me barricade? Yeah, can we barricade? I mean, I guess, am I the only person who can barricade? Because I guess he's not helping me. Can I tell him to search while I barricade the doors? Uh-oh. Waggity waggity. Yeah, I don't know how to talk to this guy to tell him to barricade anything. I'm going to have to figure that out later. Okay, but I guess this game's running at 30. Seems okay. A couple of spikes, but it seems okay. But this camera is not great. So we're going to have to compromise a bit. I like the idea. I like the idea of this game. I guess I just need to run it on something with a bit more juice. Yeah, as soon as I start searching, the end zombies break through. Amazing. It's almost like it's a mechanic or something. It's almost like it's a trigger or something. It triggers the zombies. I guess I could, make less noise. Because remember, if you hold down the RB button, if you hold down the LB button, you search more quickly, but make more noise. But I'm already inside, and they already see me. So why even bother making less noise? You could help me out, help with these barricades. Do I need to give him a hammer to help with the barricades? I can't search the bag. Yeah, you opened the door. Like the raptors in Jurassic Park. Stupid. I can't barricade the door, can I? Apparently not. I'm just barricading it so I can keep him at bay while I search for crap. What else am I searching for? Oh, something else broke through. So is there anything else here I need to search for? There we go. Hold on. Lock that up. Darn it. Oh, he got through. And the branch broke, so now I have to use my stick. Get off me! You could help me out, bro. Just saying. Anyway. See, he's not helping me. I mean, do I need to, actually tell him to help me? This is insane. Guess we'll have a tomahawk now. That's okay, so I do have a tomahawk. Okay. So, just like Zelda, we got this durability system. Out the way! Yeah, out the way! So hopefully brother doesn't get killed while all these zombies are chasing us. Surprisingly fast zombies. So I guess this is a fast zombie game. Well, technically it's a slow zombie game, but... Get in here! Get in here! Fine. Get in here! Dummy. I need to close the door. Get in here. Get in here! Dingus. Get in! Come on, hurry up. For 4 emotes. Get in here! Okay, hold the Y button. Hold the Y button. Wrong button. Gosh darn it. There we go. Now the door is closed. And I can't barricade it. Oh, well. Can't barricade that door either, apparently. So let's barricade that one while I'm here. Close that door. Do you know there are zombies out here? People just leave the door open, zombies crawling out. People are the worst. Let's greet Wendell Higgins. Insufficient influence, okay. What was that game where it's like you would choose partners and that increased your relationship meter? I forget. I want to say it's been around in a lot of games, obviously. Turn the flashlight off. But it is nighttime, so there is that. All right, so I like the idea of this game. It's just I'm gonna have to work with the camera and work with the AI, and just kind of, just kind of have to figure out if I even like this game still, if I even did in the first place. Tom Chick over at QuarterToThree loved it. One of the best zombie games ever. But then there's the problem of the actual gameplay. Still better than Last of Us, I guess. Even though it's not a cinematic, or it's cinematic in a way that's a lot more. It's a lot less It's a lot more gamey and less, Hollywoody. Okay, so if nothing else, I should be grabbing all this stuff so I can workhorse for. Oh, this is for if I have a gun, which I don't think I have. For shotguns, yeah, so bullets for guns. So we're rummaging for supplies. I can Last of Us, except without the nonsense of not being able to forage the bodies of armed guards for weapons. So this actually makes a bit more sense in this game. So I recorded this with my Plantronics headset plugged into the dual-core Windows 10. Actually, it's a dual-core Windows 11 laptop. So it's a budget laptop I'll be using to test a couple of other games too, like more turn-based games, if I'm being honest. But there might be some older games that still. I mean, this dual-core. I've had dual-core laptops in my Steam Deck playlist on this channel, where I've played a bunch of games that run at like, you know, 30 frames a second on an old, like Skyrim will run on this old laptop. I'll test it out later. Obviously Fallout New Vegas runs on that old laptop. So I'll be pulling out more games that still run on these dual core, budget laptops from like 7 years ago. But this is an 8-core i3 laptop with 8 gigs of RAM, 4800 megathreads, running on integrated graphics at 30 frames a second. So yeah, not the best, not a very laptop friendly game, but it's playable. So if you're a fan of State of Decay, I guess it's good to know that a budget laptop will run it. But this feels more like a game that's made for a desktop with at least a discrete video card. Like I'm pretty sure my old desktops with the Radeon 250 will run it just fine. Maybe I won't get 60 frames a second, but it'll look and be a lot more stable than this. But yeah, this is 30 frames a second. As you can see with the graph at the top left-hand corner of the screen, 30 frames a second with some dips. But, for a game like this, it's still playable. The main issues I have so far are the camera. So we'll be playing more of this later, probably, but on a desktop. This is just to see if it'll run on a laptop, and it seems to. A $250 budget laptop with 8 gigs of RAM and 8 efficiency cores might be enough.